So tonight is a career night. This is kind of an overview, kind of a holistic view, 30,000 foot view of what it looks like to become a real estate agent. I have a slide deck that I can use that we will get through. These usually take between 35 and 45 minutes, depending on how many questions you all have. But I will say this, I like to keep these career nights as conversational as possible. So if I say something that you don't understand, you're probably not alone. Nobody in here except for me is a licensed real estate agent. So please do not expect yourself to know anything, understand anything. Most of you, your experience with real estate so far has probably been either watching Selling Sunset or purchasing a home yourself, or a combination of the two. And so, I like for it to be conversational. So if you have any questions, I prefer answering your questions to following the slide deck. So by all means, let me know if you have any questions that come up, concerns, anything like that. I know I said drop it in the chat, but I'm going to be looking at the slide deck and not looking at the chat. So just come off mute and like yell at me, tell me to stop, right? Just say, hey, got a question for you, Bernsey, and be more than happy to stop and answer that at that time. Sound good?
Yes,
All right, fantastic. So I'm going to go, what's that? Go ahead.
I just said absolutely. Thank you.
Perfect, Jasmine. Perfect, Jasmine. Awesome. Just so you guys all know too, myself and so I'm the team leader for our Lakewood office. We have about 150 agents with Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan on the west side of Cleveland in our Lakewood office. And then we have an office on the east side in Pepper Pike. We have another 250 to 260 agents on the east side. We are a big, big brokerage, and we try to be everything to all people. Kate Johnson is my counterpart. She's the team leader for our Pepper Pike office. And every other Thursday from 4:30 to 5:30, we host study sessions on Zoom. And we literally just pull up the Hondros CompuCram practice test website, and we just go through test questions every Thursday for an hour. We try to get through about 45 to 60 questions every Thursday from 4:30 to 5:30. So if you would like to be, if you'd like to have the link to register for those study sessions, please shoot me a text message with your first and last name and just the words study session, and I would be happy to send you the Zoom link for those study sessions. We found those to be very helpful, very informative. You can have access to those whether you end up joining Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan or not. Here at KWGM, we operate out of a mindset of abundance. So we know that, if we provide resources for you, if we help train you, if we help guide you, if we give you study sessions and help you be a better agent, even if you don't join us at Keller Williams, I'm probably going to be doing a deal with you as an agent, within the next couple of years, right? So it helps me that you're trained as best as you possibly can be, whether you end up with Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan or not. I'm biased. I work here. I love it here. I love our culture. I love our team. I love our employees. I love our commission structure. But that being said, we're not for everybody. So if you end up not coming to Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, we still want to be a resource for you and to help guide you along this journey. So that's my 30-second elevator pitch for Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. Let's go ahead and get into the content for this evening. The first thing I'm going to do is just get into K-Score, or KW Prep, Kaplan University. For several of you on here, I know that you're registered for K-Score, which is our Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan scholarship program for Kaplan University. Right. So this is a very, very new thing. So the first thing I'll do is I'll ask you for a little bit of patience and a little bit of grace as we go through this K-Score process, because it just launched for us on January 1st. So I know that Hannah and I think Brianna was supposed to be on here. Perla, I can't remember if you're part of the K-Score family or not, but anyways, doesn't matter. It's
I was
essentially a
trying to
Scott.
join it, but I didn't get like all the information, so I'm not
Okay,
sure.
gotcha. Have you signed up for pre-licensing school yet through like Hondros or CE Shop or paid anything yet by any chance?
No,
Okay.
no.
So anybody who has not already paid for classes, like paid for Hondros or the CE Shop or through Tri-C or anything like that, if you would like to be considered for a scholarship opportunity, please reach out to me. Shoot me an email or a text message, and I can get you information on that. It's basically what we're doing is we're creating a win-win situation between Keller Williams, our brokerage, Kaplan University, and you as the students. And basically what we're doing is that, typically for the pre-licensing, it's anywhere between $800 and $1,500 for the pre-licensing, depending on where you go. We're trying to create opportunities for individuals to get licensed on a Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan Scholarship, so that rather than paying that $1,000 or $800 or 13, I think mine was $1,800 when I got licensed back in 2021. Rather than you paying that, we provide a scholarship, which makes your pre-licensing at no cost to you. Now you still have to pay your $85 fee to the state to apply, and you still have to pay to get tested. But that big chunk of money for your pre-licensing, we're trying to cover that, trying to help cover that for you and lower the cost, lower the point of entry. So like the win-win for Keller Williams is you're basically signing on to say, all right, like you train me, you put me through school at no cost, you put me with a productivity coach, like we did all the things to make you an agent. So you're basically committing that you're going to stay with Keller Williams for the first 18 months of your real estate career. Like that's the trade-off for us, because we know that as, again, I'm biased, but as one of the top brokers, if not the top broker in Northeast Ohio, if we can get you in and get you trained and get you up to speed in those like 12 to 18 months, our agents that come on board Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan do get into business faster, close more deals, make more money, and sell more units than any other brokerage in Northeast Ohio. And it's because of our culture of training and education and mentorship. So if you're going to sell real estate, you're going to do it quicker here. And that's not me just saying my opinion. That's based on actual hard statistical data from our MLS and all the brokerages in it. So that process essentially looks like, and like Hannah's a good representation of like what that K score process looks like, because she literally just went to it over the last 24 to 48 hours. I hope I'm doing an okay job of not making it too painful, right? But essentially, you first you reach out to me. You say you're interested in the scholarship opportunity. That requires you to attend some form of introduction to me, to the K-Score program, and to Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan in general, whether that's a one-on-one coffee chat with me, whether it's a real estate career night like this, whether it's a real estate career night through one of our teams like the Chase team or any of our other teams. That's your skin in the game, is saying, hey, like I'm willing to spend an hour with you to learn about getting licensed, learn about what it looks like to have a career in real estate, and give you my commitment that I'm going to give you the first 18 months of my real estate career to train me, develop me, and coach me and get me into production in exchange for essentially a no cost to you real estate license, right? So here's what the process looks like. First, you fill out an online form that asks you all this information like first name, last name, cell phone number, email address, physical address, and who first introduced you to Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. Very like high level surface, unintrusive information. You don't have to get into the nitty gritty until you're like applying for your licensing for the state. So it's just enough information for me to get you enrolled in the KW Prep program and get you your list of modules that you're going to take while you're getting licensed. So there's essentially two different platforms that you're going to be looking at: KW Prep on the one hand and the Kaplan University licensing on the other hand. The modules through KW Prep walks you through a day in the life of a real estate agent and what you can expect as a licensee. The Kaplan University is actually the pre-licensing classes and the information and education you need to then at one point pass your test and get your real estate license. So from a bird's eye view, you fill out the form and give me your basic information. Then I take that information and I enroll you into KW Prep. Then you complete the first 2 modules in KW Prep. That gives you an overview of the whole process. Once you've completed the first 2 modules, you hit me back and holler at your boy and say, hey, like, I'm done with my first 2 modules. I'm ready for the next step. Then I enroll you in pre-licensing school, right? And give you your scholarship code. You take that scholarship code and go to the website that I direct you to, find the package that you want for your pre-licensing in Kaplan University. Go, I think it's like, is it, Hannah, did you do that part yet? Was it an $800 package or a $1,000 package? I can't remember
800.
what it is on there. 800, yeah. So like the pre-licensing through Kaplan, thank you, Hannah, appreciate it. The pre-licensing through Kaplan University is $799. You put that code in at checkout and it discounts that $799 all the way down to 0. You check out and then boom, like all of a sudden here you are in pre-licensing school studying to get your real estate license. When you sign up through Kaplan, you have 6 months to utilize all that information to get through all the different modules on Kaplan University. Once you're done with all of the pre-licensing, you know, some people do it in 2 months, some people do it in 4 months, some people take the entire 6 months. Like, hear me when I say this, there's no right or wrong way to get your real estate license. When I got my license during COVID, it took me actually more than the 6 months that Hondros University would allow. So I had to call my Hondros person and be like, hey, like, I'm not done with the stuff yet. Can you please give me access to the testing stuff for like maybe like another couple weeks? Hondros work with me. So like I actually went over my 6 months. So if it takes you the full 6 months or 5 months or whatever, like there's no expectation for the amount of time, and you don't get extra points or like a super awesome license for like getting a higher score than 70% on your actual licensing exam. When I got licensed, I was lucky enough to pass my first time. Full transparency, I got a 94 on the state and I got a 70 on the national. Like I just could not figure out the national. That's what took me so long. Like I was studying, trying to figure it out. The majority of people don't pass their test the first time. So if you aren't lucky enough to pass your licensing exam the first time, that's okay. You're actually with the vast majority. I know a couple of 15 to 20 million dollar agents who took multiple times to take their test because, you know, some people just aren't great test takers. You're looking at one of them. I was never a great student, never a great test taker, but I'll tell you what, I'm a damn good real estate agent. So, and there's no correlation whatsoever that I have made or anyone has made between the score that you get on your licensing exam and how long it took you to get it and how great of a real estate agent that you had the capability of being. So cool there. So as you're going through your licensing through Kaplan University or Hondros or the CE shop, whatever it is, it's all pretty generally the same information. You're going to get your 4 certificates for the 4 different sections of licensing. It is real estate practices and procedures, real estate law, real estate appraisal, and real estate finance, those 4 things. So as you're studying on Kaplan University, at the end of these big modules, you're going to actually take a test. And once you take that test and pass it, once you take your test and pass it, then you're going to get all those 4 certificates. Once you have your 4 certificates, you holler back at me and say, hey, Bernsey, great news. I'm done with the licensing. I have my 4 certificates in each of the 4 different sections, and I think I'm ready to get licensed. From there, it's super easy. I send an email to my assistant, Gina. She sends you information on the next steps, including an application for sponsorship through Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. And then you schedule 10 days later, you get background checked and fingerprinted, and then you go take your test and pass it. And then that's when the fun begins. Then you are play in my hands, and I get to mold you into an excellent real estate agent. My favorite thing in this industry, aside from selling a lot of real estate and making a lot of money, that's my favorite thing. My second favorite thing is taking new agents, developing them, training them, and getting them to their first closing table. Like, that is why I do what I do. That's why I'm a team leader. I just absolutely adore helping agents grow their businesses, and I'm pretty good at it, and I'm excited to help each of you grow your businesses as well. So I'm going to pause there. That was a lot of information in the last 18, 20 minutes. Do any of you have any questions about anything I've covered so far?
I don't really
Or
have a
was I?
question, but
Yeah,
more so kind of a statement. I was talking to Gina. Now that you keep saying the name, because I was emailing her back and forth, and I believe that's how she sent me this a link with 3 different Zooms, and this was the one I had to
nice.
sign up for. So it's all making sense now.
Perfect. Yeah, Gina Mendoza. Gina Mendoza is my VA. She's overseas somewhere, I think in I don't know. She's overseas somewhere. She is the lifeblood of our recruiting process. She keeps me
Awesome.
on my toes and keeps all schedules moving forward. And you can always reach out to myself, Gina, or Kate Johnson. Any one of us would be happy to answer any questions you might have. Good
Okay.
call out there, Jasmine. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Gina Mendoza, because she's essentially on like American first shift. Like, she typically works from like 6 a.m. to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, U.S. time, Eastern time. So if you send something to Gina at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you don't hear back from her until the next morning, that's why. Cool.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
that makes sense.
Perfect. Yep. Yeah. Like, why don't I ever hear back from Gina until the next morning? Well, it's because
Yeah.
she's asleep. So
Thank you.
cool. All right. So we're going to get through some slides. Remember, if you have any questions or concerns about anything you see, just come off mute and make a noise. Hey, Bernsey, stop. Bernsey, I have a question, or whatever it is, because I'm going to be looking at the slide deck and I'm not going to be looking at you guys. So sound good? We're going to go ahead and get cranking here. Let me first do, I think it's this one I want to share. To move this over. There we go. This is always very, very temperamental, so I apologize. Can you guys see that? How to become a real estate agent right there?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. I love it.
Yes.
I love it when technology works. So I will say that this is a very holistic view of the real estate industry, the real estate market, a little bit of history around where the real estate industry has come over the last 150 years. I say all that to say this. There's 900 brokerages in Northeast Ohio, right? Like, literally 900 brokerages in Northeast Ohio. I'm an optimist. I like to think that all brokerages are trying to just do their best to support their agents out there in the field. Any one of those agents would be really obtuse in thinking that they were the perfect brokerage for every single of the 13,000 real estate agents in our MLS. Like, right? Like, it's not realistic. It's not fathomable to think that any brokerage is the right agency for all of them. So I approach this in a very holistic, non-salesy view. I try to give you as much information, not just about Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, but just information around becoming a licensed agent, why people do it, and a little bit of history around what that looks like. So I hope that's okay if I do that. So really, people, in my experience, individuals become real estate agents for one of three reasons. Those reasons are freedom, flexibility, and finances, right? So like maybe it's time freedom. I have a child that I want to spend more time with and I'm sick of my 9 to 5. Maybe it's flexibility. Like I have been working for another human for the last 25 years and I'm tired of asking when to go on vacation because I only get 10 days a year and I want more flexibility. Maybe it's my person and I are having kids and we need one of us to have more flexibility for different schedules and our lives have shifted. Maybe it's finances, right? Like maybe I'm just tired of making other people money. I'm tired of making a business money that I've been working for and I'm ready to put more money in my pocket. If I'm going to work as hard as I'm working right now, like I want my piece of the pie, right? Like those are typically the three reasons why people get into real estate. Now, for the last 150 years, right? Like for 100 years prior to the mid 1960s, real estate was really traded only one type of way, and that was with the dependent traditional real estate model. Dependent is the key word there, right? So, before the 1960s, the 1950s and 60s, a family or an individual would really only have the necessity to purchase one piece of real estate, potentially in their entire lifetime. And that piece of real estate may be handed down from family to family. If they did purchase another piece of real estate, 9 times out of 10, it was to buy the land right next door for close proximity for family members, right? Like your family's growing, we've outgrown this house, let's purchase the land right next to ours. Because there wasn't a lot of transportation, right? Like the automobile wasn't invented until what, like the 1910s, 1920s, and even then is when it became commonly used, right? So like it was horse and buggies. Like I live in an 1895 colonial in Lakewood, and it was the carriage house where the horse and buggy was kept in the backyard was converted into a garage in 1928 when that family, whoever owned it, purchased an automobile, right? Like this was a different time. And with the traditional dependent model, the agents that worked for, whether it was Coldwell Banker or Howard Hanna, these dependent companies, right? The agent was 100% fully dependent on the brokerage for the clients. So the broker would pay for any advertising that happened. They would pay for country club memberships so they could rub elbows with the muckety mucks. They would spend all the money on advertising. And then once someone came to the broker who needed to purchase land, the broker would take that quote unquote lead and give it to the agent. And the agent was just completely incapable at that point of growing their business of their own volition. They were fully dependent on the brokerage. Well, then in the mid 1960s, along came REMAX. So I'm sure you've heard of REMAX Realty. They were really the first pioneer of the independent companies. And rather than the agents being fully dependent on the brokerage, they were becoming fully dependent on themselves. So, essentially what happened was during the like late 40s, 50s, 60s into the 70s, people were realizing that they were purchasing real estate more than once in their lifetime, right? Like builders and contractors were becoming more prevalent. Homes were popping up much more frequently, and it was becoming more economical for the average family to purchase a home. So these agents started learning that and understanding that, right? Like like, let's say, for example, Perla, you wanted to purchase a home in 1930. You came to me as the broker because I was the only one you were aware of that transacted real estate. So I sold you a home. Well, the agent that sold you the home maintained a really great relationship with you for the next 15 years, right? And then when you wanted to purchase real estate again and upsize, you wouldn't weirdly go behind my back as your agent and like go back to Coldwell Banker to try to find another agent. You would just contact me, the agent, the licensee, who you already had a really good relationship with, right? So agents were like figuring that out. Like, I'm having clients come back to me, like, why am I still giving my broker 40 or 50 or 60% of my commissions when I'm the one who's generating all the leads? So along comes Remax Real Estate. And this is essentially what happened to Gary Keller. Gary Keller essentially lost over half of his licensees, over half of his agents in one day to Remax that came to town in Austin, Texas. And of course, like, Gary Keller freaked out, gathered up all the other agents, the rest of the agents that didn't leave, and said, okay, so like, now we have this dependent model where you're forfeiting 50 or 60% of your commissions, but you're getting everything that you might need to run a business. There's this independent model, Remax, that rather than charging 50% or 60% commissions, they're only charging maybe 10% commission and $1,000 a month brokerage fee. Right? These agents that switched from dependent to independent basically doubled their income overnight by doing the same amount of business. Like, how do we figure out how to create a brokerage that no one would ever have to or want to leave while getting trained, supported, and coached the entire time? And so that was the beginning of the independent model, or the Keller Williams model, which arguably is a hybrid, somewhat of a hybrid between both, right? Like, we have a agent-centric capping commission structure that allows you to make a lot of money and not continue to pay your broker no matter how many houses you sell. But we still have the ability to train, coach, and mentor you, get you into production quicker than any other brokerage in Northeast Ohio, right? So like, that was the why behind who we are as an organization and the gap that we try to fill between the dependent model and the independent models. Hope that makes sense. So Keller Williams worldwide is home to 191,877 agents. Keller Williams agents closed more than 1.1 million transactions in sales volume in 2024. And compared to 2029, across the US and Canada, our agents' volume jumped from 2019 to 2024 from 9.2% to 34.7%, respectively. I know that seems crazy, but in 2024, nationwide, 1 out of every 3 transactions that happened that year had a Keller Williams agent involved in some way or another. Keller Williams was named to Fortune 500's most innovative companies list in 2023, and recently one of the most inclusive and excuse me, I got a tickle in the back of my throat. Inclusive agencies in inclusive brands in all the world when it comes to real estate. That's what I'm probably most proud of. So Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan has 2 locations, like I'd mentioned. We have our Pepper Pike office and our Lakewood office. You have access as a Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan agent to both locations, the staff in both locations, the team leaders in both locations, and you would have access to a productivity coach in whichever location you have closer proximity to. So if you're closer to Lakewood, you get your productivity coaching and training there, but would have access to both, and vice versa. Who we are in the numbers. In 2024, we closed $990 million in sales volume. 965,000 of that, almost $1 million of that, went back to our agents in profit share. So something I just want to mention, but I don't want to get too much in the weeds on, is Keller Williams shares part of our brokerage's profit with you as the agent if you introduce other people to Keller Williams. So one thing I want to be very clear on is, if you, like, let's say you get your license and you're a licensee with Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, you're doing a deal and you're the buyer's agent, and the listing agent at one point while you're talking mentions that they're just not too thrilled with their brokerage, and you introduce them to Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, and you essentially literally just introduce them to me in a career night, right? And we bring them in and you sponsor them, then you get paid out of the brokerage's profit every time they do a sale, every time they close on a transaction. Now, I want to be very clear, that does not come out of their commission. It comes out of the profit of the brokerage. Like, our profit share model never hurts any agent. It's a win-win situation between the brokerage, the agent, and the agent they refer and sponsor. We currently have, these numbers are a little bit old. We currently have 418 agents at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. And we are the #1 place to help you grow your business. Not just my opinion, that's based off of the data from the National Association of Realtors and our very own MLS here in Northeast Ohio. Culture is the next thing I want to talk about with our mission, our vision, and our values. This is something that I've noticed with a company organizational culture. It's one thing to just say that you have a healthy culture or talk about having a healthy culture. We really do try to live deeply and live out these system of beliefs. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Enron, which was the organization that carried probably the largest financial fraudulent fraud scandal of our century, right? Like, you walked in the Enron front doors and it said integrity really big, like right over their front desk. That's not who we are. That's not who we want to be. And that's not really what we'll tolerate here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. Our belief system is win-win or no deal. Integrity, always do the right thing. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all people. And success results through people. Our mission here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. Now, one gap that we identified several years ago was that big companies, right? Like, we're the biggest, not just Keller Williams in Northeast Ohio, but we're the biggest brokerage, most profitable brokerage in Northeast Ohio. Of the 15,000 Keller Williams brokerages in the world, we are the #4 in profit year to date through July, right? So we're like a big company as brokerages, as far as brokerages are concerned. But we realized that a gap that was missing was that when you have a big company, sometimes individuals can get lost in the shuffle. They can feel like they don't have a voice. They can feel like just another number and not a human being that has value. And so we encourage our agents to get involved in smaller communities within Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan so that doesn't happen. We realized that we could do things to make our big company feel small. There's not a lot of things that small companies can do to feel big. So whether it's the women of Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, our dual career agents who are holding a full-time career or a part-time career and building real estate as a side hustle, which is what I did my first 14 months in the business. We have an investor mastermind that gets together once a month to talk about building wealth through real estate and non-real estate practices. We have our Black Realtor Network, who is an organization of agents of color here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, who get together and host events and support one another. Our mega agent community for agents who are in production of more than 5 million or more. And then KW Cares as well, which is our internal charity that we've created and for Keller Williams agents and their families. And it's really the heart of the Keller Williams culture in action. One of my favorite days of the entire year is the third Thursday every May. We celebrate what's called Red Day, where we shut down all the brokerages and encourage all of our agents to volunteer their time with one of a dozen or so different agencies and nonprofit organizations that we've partnered with throughout the year so that we can give back to our communities. KW Cares also allows us to set aside as much of your commission as you want. Could be zero, could be $5 per closing, could be $150 per closing or more, that goes into a bucket of KW Cares funds that gets used when we have one of our KW family members who go through a hard time. We've helped people through house fires. We've helped people through family deaths. On a local scale, on a much grander scale, we've helped with hurricane relief. We've helped with the California wildfires, like those things on a grander scale as well. So it's something we're very proud of, and is, like I said, the heart of our Keller Williams culture. We do have an online community on Facebook for future realtors of Northeast Ohio. So if you want to screenshot that or take a picture of it with your phone or scan it with your phone's camera, highly encourage you to join our Future Realtors of Northeast Ohio Facebook group. Now, I would say, like, I probably recruit anywhere between, gosh, like I think I've helped 50 or 60 agents so far this year find a home at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. And one thing that they all have in common that they say that they need is training. Training is something that we really take pride in and hang our hat here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. We put really amazing agents facilitating different trainings here at the brokerage, anywhere between, 10 to 20 trainings a month, including our sales meetings and mega agent masterminds that we allow any of our agents and non-Keller Williams agents to come to and enjoy. Here's an example of our July training calendar as an example. You can see we have something just about every other day on average, some kind of training or developmental opportunity for our agents to attend and come to at the brokerage. Another thing that we're starting, the productivity coach Wes Croft and I started this month, was the third Monday of every month. We're doing an after hours advantage, which is designed for dual career agents who are building their business as a side hustle to attend, who can't come to the things during the day that full-time agents can come to. So pretty excited about that as well. We strive to offer market of the moment training to empower our agents to become local market experts. Anything from agent financials to becoming a lead lister, masterminds, overcoming objections, scripts and dialogues, negotiation tactics, buyer presentations, listing presentations, business planning clinics, and pipeline management. We teach a lot of systems, a lot of models and systems here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan that will mathematically show you how to build an organic real estate business without paying for leads. What else I got for you? On top of that, we have our leverage center here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. We have Tori Fontozzi, who's our director of marketing, and Liz Kosminski, our transaction coordinator, two amazing, wonderful, beautiful human beings who are here to help you with your marketing and help you with the back end transaction coordination of your deals as well. Like, I'm really, really good at sitting with people and helping them purchase real estate. I'm not good at paperwork. So I leverage Liz and she does all my paperwork for me for a fee. Kelly Mann, who I hope that most of you will have an opportunity to meet at some point. She's also another delightful human being. Kelly Mann is our director of new agent launch. Sorry, I'm fighting with this computer screen right now. Director of new agent launch, where it's an online modules that you do at your own pace that teach you the basics of being a real estate agent and gives you the knowledge and skills to effectively start working with buyers and sellers. It's a lot of that stuff that you thought you were going to learn during real estate school, but actually didn't, right? Like real estate school, like the Kaplan or the Hondros or the CE Shop pre-licensing, it's really just there to keep you out of real estate jail and to kind of level the playing field because they try to make it difficult so that less people can get their licenses. Like that's the point of real estate school, to make it challenging and to keep you out of real estate jail and keep you compliant with the state. Past that, it's up to you and your brokerage to make sure that you're trained and ready and willing to help customers and clients. So Kelly Mann's on the right there. She's our director of new agent launch. And then our productivity coach for the West Side location is Wesley Croft. We have Kelly Vaccaro Zucchero for our East Side productivity coach. We have dedicated productivity coaches in both of our offices at our brokerage, who you will be partnered with for your first year of being an agent. So I want to make sure I don't gloss over that too much, right? Like as you're picking your brokerage and as you're vetting different organizations for where you want to hang your license, the most important relationship I had my first 18 months in this business was with this gentleman right here, Wesley Croft. You'll learn very quickly after getting licensed the things that you need to do to be successful. Wesley is the one, and Kelly Zucchero on the East Side, she's the one. They are the ones through productivity coaching that will help you like literally unlock your mind and get over your insecurities, limiting beliefs and stresses and anxieties to actually do the work that you need to do to be a successful agent. And of course, I will help you with that as well. Love doing that. Our agents that lean into training and coaching just make more money because they're able to get over those anxieties and get over those limiting beliefs to do the things you need to do to be successful. On top of that, we do have teams at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. Teams are basically an organization within an organization. So we have Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan with our 418 agents. And then there are teams within that brokerage that for a little bit of an additional commission split offer additional training, additional coaching, additional productivity opportunities, and different value adds depending on which team that you may or may not choose. You can come on board as a Keller Williams solo agent, and everything that I've talked about prior to this slide, you will have access to. Training, productivity coaching, all the things, right? Or you can come on board as a solo agent, and after 6 months, you can join a team. You can come on as part of a team and then become a solo agent later. Like, it's nothing that you need to decide for that's like 100% definitive for your entire real estate career. It's just whatever you think is going to be the best fit for you and your ability to grow your real estate business. On top of that, we also have our Agent Leadership Council, which is 8 mega agents. All these agents are in the top 20% of our agents here, all 418 agents, top 20%. And they're additional layer of support that have held up their hands and said, I remember what it was like to be a newly licensed agent. I'm going to be here as a support system for any questions, concerns, or motivation that our new agents might need. Some of my best friends are on the screen right now. Love all these people. They're great human beings, and they have a real heart to help new agents be successful. And then we have our leadership team.
Hey, Bernsey, question for you.
Yeah, Hannah, go for it.
What is the process like of joining a team? Can you just speak to that a little bit more? Is it like you meet with the teams? Do they approach you? What does it look like to actually join a team?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So let me see if I can get rid of this screen right here so I can stop. There we go. Yeah, so that's a great question. Thank you for asking that question, Hannah. So basically we have what is called the KPA, or Keller Personality Assessment. So what that process looks like is, so like the process that I explained is the exact same way between like joining Keller Williams as a solo agent or joining Keller Williams as a team, with one exception. And that is, as you're coming on board, like let's say you come on board, you go through Kelly's launch program, right? Once you're through Kelly's launch program, we can either pair you up with a productivity coach, Kelly Zucchero on the east side or Wesley Croft on the west side. Or at that point in time, once you graduate launch, we can see if if joining a team would be appropriate for you. So you fill out that Keller personality assessment. We take that assessment and we give it to our different team owners. We call them rainmakers here at Keller Williams. They see if your criteria and your credentials and your personality would be a good fit for their team and what they're looking for, right? And then if we have some good matches between the results from your KPA and the team owners, we simply set up appointments for you, right? Like if we feel like you would be a great fit for Shoshana Socher, Colleen Miklas, or Matt Chase, like we'll set up those appointments for you, and you can have one-on-one coffees or chats or whatever with them to talk about what their different commission splits are and what you would get as a value add from that team. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that
It's-
explanation.
Yeah, for sure. If you have any additional questions, hit me up too. So we had a question in the chat from Kim. Can you start as an individual and build your own team? Yes, absolutely. That's how all of our teams pretty much got started, right? And we actually have a book that you can read that I would recommend everyone on this call read if you're getting into real estate. It's called The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And Jason Abrams, and who's our Keller Williams president, and Gary Keller himself flew all over the country, interviewed like 50 or 60 top agents who were all doing over $50 million a year in production, and interviewed them about what they have done and how they grew their businesses. And then took all their findings from all these agents, and they weren't just Keller Williams agents, they were just top agents in the country. And they took those models and systems and they wrote this book. And Perla actually has it on the screen right now. So love that. That's the book right there, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And in that book, it is literally the blueprint of how to build a team, how to build a real estate team, and what steps to take, who to hire first, and how to go about that. Great question.
And
Cool.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
On
Go ahead,
that
Perla.
same wave, so are there opportunities for us to network and mingle and talk to people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason I'm chuckling is because I've experienced several different brokerages in Northeast Ohio, and like we probably have too many opportunities to network and mingle and get together. Like I work on the west side. I work at the Lakewood office. We have the same setup for the east side office, but particularly we have, and at some point I would love for all of you or any of you to come tour the brokerage so I can actually show you what I'm talking about. But we have a big office that just got renovated about 9 months ago. And it's got this beautiful conference room that I'm in right now. It's got our training room where I facilitate our trainings. And then down the hall, there's this big area of cubicles that we give our agents access to all the time. Like if we're open, those cubicles are open. We can even show you how to get in after hours. And like, of course, you can like rent space from Keller Williams and pay $150 up to $350 for like a physical office that you can go into, decorate, put a desk up, and close the door and make phone calls. Or you can just, like, we have half a dozen, maybe a dozen agents sometimes who just come in every day and work at one of our cubicles at no cost to you. It's just free office space here at the brokerage, and it puts you in close proximity with other agents in the office. And strategically, my office is right next to that space for cubicles, so I'm like readily available and hanging out. So Miss Hicks, oh, she said, can you show that book again, Perla? You know what, I'll do you one better. I'm going to share my screen again real quick, and let's do this. There it is right there. Can you guys all see that book right there? Millionaire Real Estate Agent?
I don't see it on your screen.
How about now?
Yep.
That's it right there. Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller, Dave Jenks, and Jay Papasan. You guys can screenshot that if you want. I'll give you a couple seconds to screenshot that. All right. Great questions, everybody. Love it. All right, back to the slides. Try to finish up here in the next 5 minutes if I can. So this is the leadership team here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. Mike Rapasky, our operating principal. Andrew Ginter is our principal broker. He's also the president of the board of our MLS. So the whole MLS for all of Northeast Ohio, all 900 brokerages are members of that MLS. Our broker is the president of the board of that MLS. Julia Cumming is our MCA, Market Center Administrator. Kate Mikolasovic is our assistant MCA and also writes the commission check, so she's an important one. Carrie Mitchell, our Director of Agent Services and Experiences, full-time job just to make sure our agents are taken care of at the highest level. Sarah Renner and Kelly Mann are our front desk coordinators for each office. Kelly also is our Director of Onboarding. Myself and Kate Johnson are the West Side and East Side team leaders, and then Wesley Croft is our productivity coach for the West Side. Need to update my slide with Kelly Zucker of Acaro, our East Side productivity coach as well. And on top of that, we have what's called KW Command. It's basically a one-stop technology suite for anything that you can need from a technology standpoint. You put your clients in there, that's where you house your database. If you're familiar with a customer retention manager or a CRM, your sales pipeline, and it's also marketing as well. We just signed an enterprise level deal with Canva exclusive. Keller Williams and Canva are now in cahoots. And all of our agents at no cost to you have enterprise level membership to Canva, which is a marketing imagery and marketing tool. So just to reiterate and kind of sum it all up, the value at KWGM, it really starts with our culture. What got me to Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan was my friend Jeff. I was at another like boutique small brokerage, like kind of a discount brokerage. My first few months in the business, didn't sell any homes, was just kind of lost, had no direction, no coaching, no training. Jeff introduced me to Keller Williams, so I'm in Jeff Wang's profit tree, profit sharing, and it's the culture that keeps me here. So Jeff brought me here, the culture keeps me here. The training, we obviously talked about training, the support that you get through the leadership team, the Agent Leadership Council, and your productivity coach, and of course, our technology suite as well. So let's cover commissions. I'm going to take us a little bit over 7 o'clock. I hope that's okay. If anybody needs to jump off, by all means you can, but I do want to talk about the financials of being a real estate agent as well. We have an agent-centric commission structure. So it's a capping commission structure. So what a capping commission structure means is that you will get to a point with your sales where your commission that you pay Keller Williams, your split that you pay Keller Williams will cap. And from then until your anniversary date, you will not pay anything else to Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, and you'll be on a 100% commission. So the way that works is for your first several sales, you will get a 64% of your commission. Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan gets 30% of it, and Keller Williams Realty International gets 6% as a royalty split to the home office in Austin, Texas. Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan split of 30% caps at $18,000. The 6% to Keller Williams Realty International caps at $3,000 for a combined total of $21,000. So $21,000 is the most you will ever give Keller Williams at any given year. So you can do $3 million in real estate. You can do $30 million in real estate. You will only ever give Keller Williams $21,000 of that commission. And then after your cap until your anniversary date, you are at 100% commission. So you sell a $300,000 home and your commission is 3%. That's $9,000 to you, and nobody else gets any of it, just you. So map to cap. Average home price in Northeast Ohio is $200,000. Average agent commission on that home is $5,000. So homes to cap in this scenario, 12 to 14 home sales in any given year to cap and be on 100% commission. For me, like my home price is a little bit higher than that. I sell a lot of homes on the west side. I think my average home sale right now is $312,000. So it takes me 7 to 8 homes to cap every year instead of 12 to 14. Could be less than 12 to 14, could be more than 12 to 14, just depends on how much commission you're earning on your sales. So cost of being an agent, these fees are associated with being an agent anywhere, not just Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. But the MLS dues are $460 annually. Board dues, because our MLS requires you to be a member of a board of realtors, $700 to $800 annually, depending on which board you choose. For your license renewal, it's $182 on your first birthday following getting licensed, and every 3 years after that, along with your 30 hours of continuing education. Between $300 and $400 a year for your e-signature platform like Dotloop or DocuSign. Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan actually covers that fee for you. Your errors and omissions insurance, Keller Williams covers that fee as well. And then the $34 a month for showing time access, Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan covers that as well. So these are the 6 fees that you're going to have no matter where you get your license, whether it's here, eXp, Howard Hanna, Real, Remax, any of those brokerages. Like this is the cost of being a real estate agent in Northeast Ohio. Again, the bottom 3, Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan pays those for you because we get such big discounts because we're so huge. And then brokerage fees to be an agent at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. You pay an $87 a month brokerage fee. That covers your errors and omissions insurance, your technology fees, your CRM, marketing, custom app, custom website, pipeline management tool, online training platform, and access to both locations, all on-hand supplies such as signs, lock boxes, office-grade laser printers, document binding supplies, our 5-star staff to help support you and guide you, and access to both locations, including conference rooms, calling booths, cubicle space, drop-in space, and potential for a private office if you want to go that route as well. So we kind of already talked about this, how to get started, a little bit at the beginning there, but you essentially will register for classes. You complete 100 hours of coursework. It was actually 120 when I got licensed. It's 100 now. Once you complete that and you get your 4 certificates, you apply with the Ohio Division of Real Estate to take your exam, schedule your exam, pass your exam, and then kickstart your career here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. And we talked about how K-Score and Kaplan and KW Prep is all part of that. Every Thursday, we do a Zoom session at 4:30. And we literally just pull up the CompuCram website and go over practice test questions from 4:30 to 5:30 every Thursday. Kate does one, then I do one, and Kate Johnson and I alternate as your team leaders. So if you would like to be part of those Zoom sessions once you're in school and want help studying, you can screenshot this QR code right here, or again, you can always text me, email me, and I can get that Zoom link for you. And that brings us to the end of our slide deck. I apologize for going over a little bit tonight. I was a little chatty Cathy tonight. Let me stop sharing. See if I can, there we go, stop sharing. Wanted to give anybody an opportunity to come off mute and ask any follow-up questions, concerns, any of that stuff that you might have. You guys got anything?
I was gonna ask, are you able to resend your information in the chat? I switched to my iPad and it disappeared.
Yeah, what information? You want my contact info?
Contact information, yes.
So here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to post my contact information. Then I would love to connect with you on social media. So I'm going to copy my Facebook link. You guys want to know what SEO, real estate, social media pages look like? Over 80% of my business last year came from social media. So I'm just going to post my socials on here for you. Definitely encourage you to connect with me on social media. Let's see, here we go. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, and there's my LinkedIn page as well. What else you guys got for me? Anything?
When do we start?
Whenever you're ready. So if you're ready to get licensed and want to do the scholarship route through Kaplan University, just reach out to me. You can send me a text, send me an email, whatever's easier for you, and we can get that process started tomorrow morning if you want.
Okay, so I should just reach out to you or Gina again.
Either. You can just if you have an email that's from both of us, just reply all to it and it'll just go to both of us. That way we're both in the loop.
Okay, awesome. I'll just do
Great
that
question. Perfect, Jasmine. Perfect.
Thank you.
Anybody else? This isn't going to be the only time we'll talk. So if you have any other questions, concerns, snide remarks, process questions, like whatever it is, like I said, I'm here for you as a support through this process, and I'm so happy to have the opportunity to work with you guys. All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you are very welcome. Thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight, and I look forward to talking with you in the future.